I wanted to introduce you guys today to Erica and just give us a chance to get to know one of our amazing, amazing resources in San Antonio. She's going to be pretty much highlighted all this week. My Woman Crush Wednesday, wait for it, wait for it. So, yeah, I'm really excited and want to just do a little quick interview with her. You were telling me before that you kind of always been interested in birth and loved that process. So that's really cool. How did you start to make the connection when you were telling me that you were in school and you started to make the connection that chiropractic could help with pregnancy? Was that part of the curriculum? Like, did they just talk about that?
It is, yeah. So really cool. At the school that I attended, we did have, some classes that focused on pediatrics and pregnancy, and that journey that you go through. And so, of course, those were like my favorites, being that I'm like a birth junkie, as some people call it. And so with that, in addition to that, there's also the ICPA, which is International Chiropractic Pediatric Association.
Okay.
And so I began taking seminars with them. And I didn't get to complete it when I was there because life again happened, I started having my own children. I got married, I started having my own children. And so then when I graduated, I did take like a little hiatus to focus on myself because that was the first time I had done that. I had just been in school my whole life up until then. And so I took a break, took a step back and focused on me and my family. But I actually recently just started to continue those seminars, just continue growing and increasing my knowledge on how to help families grow.
Yeah,
so.
I think at a certain point, like our businesses and like our feeling of that extra purpose outside of motherhood becomes part of self-care too.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely is.
I know that's something I found for me personally. So.
Right.
I'm like, photography is self-care.
It really is, yeah. Finding what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
So much. My husband will pick, lovingly, a lot of times, and like you're always gone or you're always doing things because we're offering all of these different classes now. But he, at the same time, he knows that's my passion. It's what I love, and it's what gives me the energy and the fuel to continue
to come back to being a mother and like be a nice mom.
Yeah. Nice mom, nice wife.
Yeah.
That has perks.
Yes, exactly. A whole human being.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Erica hosts a lot of different just groups that are pertaining to motherhood. I know recently y'all had like a postpartum talk too.
We did have a postpartum talk here with Whitney Tosin. Recently she came and talked to some families.
Soon. I'm really excited
She's
to be
wonderful
here.
Also, yeah. And then Rachel Olson, she's a certified nurse midwife in the area. Okay. We do coming of age talks for young girls, so kind of just preparing them on this journey because that's kind of where it all started for me.
Lord.
I know we were talking about that too. And then Jacqueline Page and I do women's community circles monthly.
Yes,
and so that's another way that we kind of, again, we're giving back to the community, but we are... But Mom.
Her baby's here. He sees us on the camera right now. Hey, bud.
Yeah. Hi. But in those circles, we're giving back, but they give us, the fuel that we need also, just being surrounded by, a community and people who want the same things.
I'm gonna make time to come to one. At least one. Because those all sound like wonderful things.
Yeah.
So specifically, what services do you offer and how do they help? Especially, I guess, with pregnancy or anything really, I guess. Right. Chiropractic is whole body care, not just about pregnancy. So.
It is, yeah. So the majority of our patients are pregnant. And then, of course, we have women who are in the postpartum phase because there has to be a postpartum phase with pregnancy. Yes. But we also serve families who maybe are dealing with infertility or, other like PCOS, endometriosis type issues. And so primarily I do chiropractic. But with chiropractic, something that people don't realize is a lot of people think of chiropractors, I think, as doctors who work on bones. And so I do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do move bones. But it's all with the intent of creating balance in the nervous system. And so the great thing about that is that in creating balance in the body is going to function at a much better level than it would otherwise. Because we all have life, right? You can't avoid it. And so with that, there are stresses, and those stresses begin to affect our body in different ways. And so one of the things that happens is that we have to adapt or overcome so that we can continue going on. And so that's great. We want that ability to adapt. We just want to make sure that, again, we're creating that balance, coming back to it, so that you can thrive rather than just survive. And so that's really what I like to tell my patients. That's something that I say pretty often is, I'm going to remove this interference from their body so that their body can do what it was already created to do, what it already naturally should be doing. And so
I'm hearing you say life essentially kind of pushes us out of balance, and we come back to chiropractic to kind of like push it back into place and bring it back to where it should be, so we can continue to do the things
be a better you.
Go back out of balance, but we'll come back.
And so that's why, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I don't want to get adjusted, because once I get adjusted, I'm going to have to keep getting adjusted. And I mean, you don't have to do anything. but
if you want to live a happy, balanced, not painful life.
Well, and the thing is, like, once people start getting adjusted and they feel the difference, you want more of that.
It's sort of like eating your fruits and veggies and all those things. Really, like, you start to take care of yourself, and like, why is it bad to get addicted to taking care of yourself?
It's just another piece of taking care of yourself. So it's pretty wonderful. I mean, I do it myself. I also use a whole bunch of other methods to take care of myself. So it's about having options, definitely.
So what are some of the best things that you've seen? Like, what, if you were to say, oh, that needs chiropractic, like, what are some of the issues that you would say someone needed to come in and see you for?
So I'm going to actually then go back to kind of what I was just saying is I'm not going to say there's anything specific, because really you could look at so many different stories and see how chiropractic has made a positive impact in somebody's life. Things from, struggling to get pregnant to maybe having migraines or seizures, or, there's such a wide spectrum. Improving digestion. So because these are all things that, with seizures specifically, are affected, in the nervous system. And so,
I know sometimes even baby positioning too. Like
baby
pregnancy.
Positioning. So it's just like there are so many things. So it's hard to say, well, chiropractic can help with this and this and this and this, because the list could go on and on forever. And again, it just goes back to the reason that we're creating balance in the body. So yes, for pregnant moms in particular, I have people coming in who are wanting to get adjusted for the purpose of getting baby into a better position, or because they're hoping to have a VBAC this time, or because maybe they are experiencing some pain,
I always had like sciatic pain. In all my,
that's a common one for pregnancy. So there's a lot of reasons that people come in. Sometimes people just come in and say, well, you know what, I want to have a better pregnancy, so I want wellness care. And so they commit to coming in at the beginning and taking care of themselves throughout, and continuing after. So those are all things that we do. But then we also take care of the other family members, not just the pregnant one. So afterwards, when baby is born, we take care of them also. We make sure that they're starting off life, hopefully with a good start.
Well, actually, that my client had come to you with a baby that had a tongue tie. So you were able to help with that. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you help with latch issues?
Sure. So we have a lot of babies that come in with either latch issues before ties or continued latch issues after ties have been revised. And so one of the things that we do is, of course, we're always doing full body work, because in my practice I make sure that we treat the whole body, the whole person. And so something that I do for babies is after checking full spine, I also do cranial work and just make sure that all of the cranial bones, because they're not fused when a baby is born,
and they get kind of mushed.
They do, yeah. They get, if they're born vaginally, they have that ability to kind of collapse over themselves, and that's important so that they can get through the birth canal. But we want them to kind of spring back open into a good position, because something that people maybe don't realize, they come in for breastfeeding issues or anything else, is that the cranial bones and the sacrum, the tailbone, actually pump together when we breathe. And so this is a really interesting, mechanism.
I just took a breath. Feel bad.
Exactly, and it does still happen in adults. It's not as much movement as we would have in a baby, because those bones do fuse. They just still have like a tiny bit of movement.
But I mean, you can kind of even feel your tailbone if you really pay attention.
Yeah, if you're really in tune with your body, you can. And so what needs to happen is those need to pump together so that the CSF, the cerebrospinal fluid, which is the fluid that coats our brain and spinal cord, is able to pump up and down and help with neurotransmitter transmission. It's like we're very complex creatures.
This is so cool.
So we could go into all of the science,
I'm like,
course, but
I'll just geek out real quick.
Time.
We do. So what would you say is one of the most common statements you find yourself telling people, and that you wish that everybody knew, whether they come to see a chiropractor or not, but especially why they should come to see a chiropractor?
Yeah. So I feel like that main part, just about creating balance. Everybody, or people tend to think they use chiropractic as maybe like a last resort, or they come when they're in so much pain and nobody has been able to help them so far. And so that's a great reason, but there's much more to life than just not being in pain. Essentially, when you're in pain, like your body is it's a cry for help. Your body wants you to pay attention. And so chiropractors are really great at getting people out of pain.
Right.
But I want you to know that there's so much more to it. You could really just be living, this great life with chiropractic added into your healthcare. Exactly. With it, again, we're creating balance and just allowing your body to function better.
Nice.
So, what more could you ask for?
Seriously, level up, y'all. Level up with chiropractic. Okay, and then the last question is, just tell us about your biggest why.
My biggest why. So I would say that this kind of stems from personal experiences, but as humans, we all have a desire to feel safe, to have a sense of belonging, to feel loved. And so for me, that means adding value to people's lives. And so when our office is set up in an open space, we always have, families and, children running around, babies crawling around, looking at things. And we try to make people feel welcome. We want it to feel like, an extended portion of your family. Yeah. And so I like to care for my patients as if they were my own family. Yeah. So that is my why, adding value to people's lives so that they too can function at this higher level and have those same opportunities to feel safe and a sense of belonging and loved.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time. And guys, she's over here off West Avenue in I-10. You'll need to come see her. There's like a circle of value just around this corner, just by the way. Because Alma Acupuncture is right over here too. And then you got Massage Mobile and Erica, all up in the same corner. So come over and see her. She's just off West Avenue. You will not regret it. Or check out her page at empoweredchiropractic.com. And just go like her on Facebook, follow her on Instagram. Are you on Instagram?
We're on Instagram.
I think I follow you on Instagram.
we do.
I should know these things.
We're Empowered Chiropractic on Instagram.
Okay.
Empowered Chiropractic and Massage on Facebook.
Okay.
And the website is actually empoweredcm.com.
Okay. Empoweredcm.com. So come check her out, guys, because she's. I mean, hopefully you were able to see her heart here in this video, and you will see a ton of events all the time with her, because I feel like it's a ton to me. Like there's something almost every week.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
I want to feel connected and involved too. So yeah, it's not only for everyone, it's for me too.
She's connected and involved. I feel like I need to be more. But yes, you will be not disappointed from just coming and hanging out with her. She has a warm spirit, so come on over. All right, y'all.
Thank you so much.